There is a homework assignment that is due. It's A.12. So make sure that you've done that. No, Destiny, there's no homework for A.10. So A.12 homework. Hey, Jonathan. Okay, Noxia, can you send me, actually, let me go to your work real quick in the class pick. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Jonathan. Okay, so Noxia, doesn't look like you've tried the subtraction yet. So go ahead and give it a try. Guys, I'm not going to grade the homeworks right now, okay, because I want to be able to help with tutoring. But if you have a problem on a homework that you're not sure, then we can go over that specific problem. But I'm not just going to go in and grade a bunch of assignments right now, because then I'm not able to help you with the problems. So Noxia, it looks like you only spent 5 minutes on the lesson video for adding and subtracting polynomials. So go back and watch that entire video, and then it might make a little more sense. You can also go back to Wednesday's whole group session, because I pretty much spent the whole time on subtracting. Okay. All right, let me check the. Okay, Cadence, let me check on that, okay? I will check on that here in just a second. All right, so first I'm going to do a problem that's like question 2 from A.11 quiz. So let me find question 2. So this is not the actual question, obviously, but this is 0A.11 quiz, like number 2. So even if you don't have a question over this, or this is not what you're currently working on, I want you to write down this work, so that way if you get to this question on the quiz, or later you're like, oh shoot, I don't know how to do this, you can come back and look at this one. Okay, and then Jonathan will do yours in just a second. All right, so number 2, which this may be kind of like number 2. Okay, so number 2, let's say we have Jonathan Buckley, thank you. All right, let's do x to the 10th divided by x to the 4th. And then we are going to, let me think here. What do I want to do? Hold on one second. I'm going to go back and change this to x squared. Okay, and then we're going to raise this to the 3rd. So this is a power to a power problem. So we have this entire fraction here, x to the 10th divided by x squared, and we are going to raise it to the 3rd. So everything in the parentheses, in this case, we're going to multiply by 3, because that's what our power to a power rule says. It says to multiply the exponents. So we get x to the 30th divided by x to the 6th. Now, this is a division problem. Okay, we're dividing. When we divide, we're going to subtract the exponents. So this would be x to the 30 minus 6. I'm just writing this out long ways in case you're confused. 30 minus 6 is 24. So this would be x to the 24th. Okay, so this is just like number 2 on your quiz. Okay, Erica, does that help you? What do you mean it says to divide? That is dividing. When you divide x to the 30th divided by x to the 6th, dividing means you're going to subtract the exponents. You are still dividing this entire thing. When we're dividing two terms that have exponents, you subtract the exponents. Jonathan, do you happen to know what number the 3m squared into the 4th to the 3rd is? Is that like number 2 also? Or wait, that might be like number 1. Oh yeah, it's like number 1. Okay. So this is the 0A.11 quiz. This is like number 1. Okay, so write this down. This is like number 1. Stormy, I will not be the one at tutoring. So the one at tutoring at noon is a new program. It's peer tutoring. So it's going to be other students there to tutor you. Okay, so let's say we have 4m to the 3rd n squared, and we're going to raise that to the 3rd power. Okay, so this to the 3rd has to go to everything. So 4 to the 3rd, m to the 3rd times 3. When we are raising exponents to a power, so an exponent raised to an exponent, you're going to multiply those exponents. Okay, I wrote it out long ways so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Be careful because 4 to the 3rd is not the same as 4 times 3. Okay, 4 to the 3rd is 4 times 4 times 4. So that's going to be 64. M to the 9th, N to the 6th. Okay, so I think a lot of you probably, if you got number 1 wrong on the quiz, you're probably just doing 4 times 3, or you're just taking that coefficient and multiplying it times the exponent, but you have to actually do what the exponent is saying, because our regular math rules still apply to coefficients. Exponents have special rules. Okay, and then Jonathan had another question. Actually, I think your other question, Jonathan, was like no, maybe not. Okay, so the next question is going to be like number 3. So 0A.11 quiz. This is going to be like number 3. So we've done number 1, number 2, and number 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do x to the 12th times x to the negative 3rd, all of that squared. And then it says it's equivalent to x to the n. What is the value of n? So n equals what? So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and get rid of our exponent, our extra exponent. So as you can see here, x to the negative 3rd is being squared. Not everything is being squared, just this x to the negative 3rd. So I would still have my x to the 12th. Then I would have x to the negative 6th, because this is 3 times 2. Now, we are multiplying two terms. So when we multiply two terms, our base is going to stay the same, and we add the exponents. So 12 plus negative 6 is going to equal 6. So x to the 6th. So it's asking, what is my value of n? What is the exponent? N here would be 6. Does that make sense, Jonathan? Does that kind of help you? So RJ, I just got your question about putting the zeros in. So I'm the one that puts the zeros in. I put zeros in because most people do not actually log in and do the lessons like they're supposed to. They just wait for an overdue notice in the course or until they get a 0. So on the day it's due, I grade in the morning to see who's done it like right before we have tutoring, and I put zeros in. And then that makes like 80 of you go in and do it, and I grade it again at 5 o'clock. Okay, so it's not something that's messed up. I'm just trying to make sure, because some people wait until the end of the week to put zeros in. So you might go the whole week thinking you have 100% and you're not missing anything, and then all of a sudden on Thursday, you're failing because of 4 zeros being entered. So I enter the zeros daily, and I enter them like in the morning right after we have class or right before we have class. So that way you have the whole rest of the day to do it. Okay. So Paulina, explain 0A.12 homework number 7. Sure. So if you'll go to class kick, this is 0A.12 homework number 7. I think, Paulina, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I did this one in class. Maybe not, but let's try it. Let's do it together. So it's 6y times 4y. Yeah, because a lot of you don't work through the lessons like you're supposed to. You're supposed to log in every single day and check the class plan on the left, and it will say lesson 0A.12. So you click that and you go through the start portion, then you go through the instruct portion, which is the part where I've recorded teaching videos and put them in for you. After you get done watching the video, when you click the arrow, the next arrow at the bottom, it will tell you, go take this quiz or go do this homework. But a lot of you don't actually watch the videos, so that's why I just put the zeros in. 9z times 2z. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's multiply these two together and these two. So we're multiplying. Now, remember, these still have an exponent of 1. Okay, so 6 times 4 would be 24. I'm adding the exponents of the y. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Y times y is y squared. Times, the second set here is 9 times 2, which is 18. Z times z would be z squared. We're almost done, but we still have to do 24 times 18, which is 432, y squared, z squared. Okay? Let's see. Okay, if you have a question, put it in the chat. I'm just slowly working down the list of questions that have been sent to me. All right, so this is like question number 4 on 0A.11 quiz. This is like question 4. Okay, it's not exactly number 4, but it's like number 4. All right, let's say we have y to the 4th raised to the negative 3rd divided by y to the negative 30th. Okay, let's go ahead and evaluate this negative 3 times 4. So this is an exponent, the 4, y to the 4th, is being raised to the negative 3rd. So we multiply the variables. So this would be y to the negative 12th divided by y to the negative 30th. But remember, we don't want to have negative exponents. So to get rid of negative exponents, if they're on the top, like y to the negative 12th, we're going to move it to the bottom. If they're on the bottom, like y to the 30th, we're going to move it to the top. So really, we're just flip-flopping this. Y to the 30th divided by y to the 12th. Again, this is a division problem. So this is y, and our exponent is going to be 30 minus 12, the top number minus the bottom number. So this would end up being y to the 18th. Okay. Dominic, this class is optional. Yep. Yeah, Destiny, Miss Nair is still kind of running the peer tutoring program. Nathan, if you have a question about your grades, send it to me in an email. Okay, Dominic, you said you had a question about today's assignment. Go over an example of those types of multiplication questions. So today's assignment is 0A.12. So here's number 7. If you want a different problem, go ahead and send it in to me. Okay, Paulina, did I do the wrong one? Did you want wait. Paulina, did you ask for number 7 on 0A.12? Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, AJ, did you send? Okay. So AJ, that's a really good question on this one. Why do we multiply 24 and 18 when they're not like terms? So with multiplication, you can still multiply even though they're not like terms. The only time that like terms matters is if you're adding or subtracting. Adding or subtracting is when the like term matters. Isabella, I'm going to send you a link to the if anybody wants this link, I'm going to put it in notes. This is a link to the STAR reference materials page. So if you would like that, and I'll reply to your message here also. Okay. Class kick, do we have to simplify all answers? Yes. You have to simplify all answers. Okay. What other questions do you have over where did we start today? Okay, over 8.09, 8.11, and 8.12 homework. What other questions do we have? Stormy, did you still have a question? Yeah, I'm not going to grade homework right now, Jonathan. I will. I'll grade as soon as we're done. I'll grade as soon as we're done. I just don't want to spend a bunch of time grading. But if you have like a certain number that you really don't feel good about, I'm happy to check that certain number. 8.11, Mia, is a quiz. So that one's in the course. Kiara, I would try clearing your cache and cookies and see if that helps. Was everyone else able to watch a video for 8.11 and like see the video? Okay. Yeah, Kiara, try to like clear your cache and cookies, and there might just be something weird that's like blocking the video part, but the audio is coming through. Okay, what other questions? Do y'all have any other questions? If there's no questions, I can check some of y'all's homework, but I want to make sure that if you have a question, I am able to help you or work a problem that's very similar. Erica, are you understanding 8.11 a little better? Yeah, Jonathan, I'm happy to. Yep. So I'm going to do number 5 on the 8.11 quiz. And then Isabella, I'll do number 10 on 8.12. Yes. Hades, yes. Let me try to get your... Hades, will you send me your student ID number? Let me see, make sure your student ID number is right. Thank you. All right. Hades, it doesn't even look like you're in the system yet, but let me try. to find. Yes, I'll do, Erica, I'm going to do 8.11 number 5, then 8.12 number 10, and then I'll do number 4. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make you an account real quick. So Hades, for Class Kick, what happens is you will use your TOPS email, which is your first name, last initial, and then the last 4 numbers of your student ID at texasonlineprep.org. You're going to use that as the username. And then your password is going to be your student ID number. Why is it not showing up to let me add you? Maybe you're already in my class. Hold on one second. Okay, yeah, you're already in there. So let me just reset your password. Okay, Hades, will you try to log in real quick? I think I got your password reset, so I think you should be good. Okay, so let's take a look real quick at number 5. This is going to be similar to number 5 on the quiz. Obviously, it's not the same, but let's take a look here. So this is where we're going to take our multiplication, division, and our exponent rule, the power to a power, and we're like combining them all. Okay, so this can be a little bit confusing because there are so many pieces and steps, but we're going to go through one part at a time. So let's do 16 m to the 4th into the 3rd divided by 4 n squared times, let's do 3 times m squared to the 4th divided by, let's do w to the negative, oh wait, no w because we don't use w. We will do n to the negative 6. Yay, Hades. Okay, awesome. So the first thing is we have 2 different terms here. This term on the left and this term on the right. So we can work with them separate to get them as simplified as possible, and then we'll multiply them. So on the left, I'm going to circle what I'm doing. This is just regular math, 16 divided by 4. My m to the 4th is going to stay the same, and then I'm going to divide n to the 3rd divided by n squared. So for 16 divided by 4, I get 4. M to the 4th stays. And then n to the 3rd divided by n squared. So 3 minus 2 would be 1. So that would just be n, or n to the 1st. Then, on the other side, I'm going to first deal with this m squared being raised to the 4th. Okay, so I would still have my 3. Then I'm going to get m to the 8th. And then I need to deal with this negative 6. So negative exponents, we just move them to the top of the fraction if they're on the bottom. So I'm going to move it up here. So now it becomes positive n to the 6th. Now this is just multiplication. So I'm going to multiply 4 times 3, which is 12. Then I've got m to the 4th times m to the 8th. So when I multiply terms, I add the exponents. So m to the 12th, and then this would be n to the 7th. Don't forget that this still has a 1. So 1 plus 6 is 7. Ty, thank you. I think I've got this backwards. Okay. Ty, the lesson for today, you're right. 8.12 in the course actually goes with the 8.13 homework, but I just renamed it. So let me rework this one too. Okay, there we go. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay, now let's look at 0. Well, now it's 0.11 homework. Okay, so this is number 10. I just renamed it to be 0.11 homework. So let's look at number 10. Okay. Number 10 says negative 4x to the third times negative 5x times negative 3x squared. So negative 4x to the third times negative 5x times negative 3x squared. Alrighty, so let's take a look here. Let's go ahead and just multiply these two first. So negative 4, I will highlight what I'm doing. Negative 4 times negative 5. That's going to give me positive 20. So a negative times a negative is a positive. Then I have x to the third times x. So remember, this has an imaginary 1, so that's going to be x to the fourth. Angel, if you refresh your page, I just renamed it. So you might have to refresh, and then the new name should come up. Oh, wait, why is it not coming up? Oh, there it is. Okay. Destiny, because 8.11 goes with the lesson 8.11. And then 8.12 homework goes with today's lesson, 8.12. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply 20x to the fourth times negative 3x squared. So again, 20 times negative 3 is going to give me negative 60 x to the 6th because I add 4 and 2. And then Erica, did you say number 4, right? Number 4? Let's take a look at number 4. Okay. Number 4 says x squared times x and y to the fourth times y. So this is number 4. X squared times x and y to the fourth times y. Okay, Mia, one question about the quiz. You already have the answer for this. What question? Okay, it says simplify completely. Doesn't want me to put the number in the box. So it depends on what it's asking for. If it says simplify completely, I'm sure it wants all the variables. But if you want to tell me what number it is you're working on, I can double check. Yep, Isabella, I just finished going over question 10. I can go back to it in just a second and show you the work. But yep, I just did it. So it'll be in the recording. And I'll go back to the slide in just a second. Okay, so Erica, this is x squared times x. So remember, this has like an imaginary 1. You're good. I'll go back to it in just a second. And this is y to the fourth times y. So we still have an imaginary 1. So when we are multiplying, we keep the base. Yes, Erica, that's right. We keep the base of our variable and we add the exponent. So this is x to the third, y to the fifth. Okay, Isabella, I'm going to go back to this number 10. Here you go. Number 1, sure, Destiny, give me just a second. Let me let Isabella take a look at this. Isabella, will you let me know if you have any questions? Okay, perfect. So yes, Destiny, let's do number 1. You're welcome. X times X times X times X times X. Okay, so when we have this, remember all of these have this imaginary exponent of 1. So Destiny, what do you think our final answer would be? We're going to keep X. When we multiply terms, we add the exponents. So what do you think this one would be? Yeah, exactly. X to the 5th. Question 2, do I multiply the outer exponent with the exponent on the denominator? Question 2 for 8.12 homework, Jonathan? Okay. 8.11. Oh, the quiz? Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me pull it back up. We've got about 10 minutes, so if anybody else has questions, please make sure you send them in so I can go over them. All right, let's look at the quiz here. Okay. Oh, sorry, this is the X to the 5th. Okay. Number 2. Okay, Jonathan, that's a really good question. So for those of you paying attention here, this is like number 2 on the quiz. Yes, RJ, that's totally fine. But you wouldn't have X to the X. So, okay, Rylan, Rylan, the last problem is X to the 5th. Okay, yeah, RJ, that's totally fine. And if for some reason it doesn't work, if it counts it wrong, just send me a screenshot and I'll give you those points back, okay? Okay, so Jonathan's question is on the 8.11 quiz. Let's say you have X to the 10th times X squared, all of this raised to the 3rd. He's asking, does this exponent 3 apply to the bottom? And the answer is yes. So because this entire X to the 10th divided by X squared, okay, this is going to be the X to the 10th is going to be squared and X squared is going to be cubed. Sorry, not X to the 10th is going to be raised to the 3rd, so is X squared. So you would get X to the 30th over X to the 6th. Good question. Kiara, I'm sorry that that's not working on your computer. I wonder if you have like a pop-up blocker or something that's not letting it work. Don't know. Okay, I think I missed a question from Erica. 8.12, can you help me on number 1? Okay, Erica, have you watched the video for 8.12 yet? Have you watched today's video? If you haven't, let's watch the video first because I'm trying to do tutoring over what we've already learned. Okay, Angel, I see you say then we subtract. Yes, so for this last problem, you would do x to the 24. So it would be 30 minus 6. Yep. Destiny, let me check on that answer real quick. X squared times y to the third. Yes. Okay, so Erica, I don't see any other questions posted in here, so I will do the first one for 8.12, but then you really need to go watch the videos. Okay, because this is a really important piece. So this is 8.12 homework number 1. Okay, Jonathan, that's okay. I'm going to write that down. And I will go in and fix your quiz grade in just a second, okay? All right, so for this one, what we are now doing is learning the distributive property. So this 2x now gets multiplied times x and times -3. So this first x has an invisible coefficient of 1. So 2 times 1 would be 2. X times x would be x squared. Then we have to do 2x times -3. So 2 times -3 is -6, and then that x stays. And that would be your final answer. Okay, Jonathan, I am going to go check your quiz grade real quick. We have 7 minutes left. 2x squared is 2 times 1. That's how I got the 2. I can like highlight what I did here. So this is 2 times 1 to give me 2. And then x times x to give me x squared. Because x and x, those are two variables being multiplied. So I add their exponents. Good question. Okay, Jonathan, I am. See it? Okay, so Jonathan, I just put that in as 5 out of 5, so you're good. Okay, Ty, number 2 on this same homework. Let's look at it. 3x squared times 2x squared minus x. Okay, so 3x squared times 2x squared minus x. So this 3x squared multiplies by 2x squared and -x. So the first thing you're going to do is multiply the coefficient. So Ty, what's 3 times 2? 6. So that's, oops. And then you're going to do x squared times x squared. So what does x squared times x squared give you? Bye, Isabella. So remember, we're multiplying variables, which means we're adding the exponents. Of course. What do you think, Ty? X to the what? Yeah, good. X to the 4th. Then we're going to put our minus sign. So now we have 3 times, this would be a -1. So what's 3 times -1? That would be -3. And then what is x squared times x? What does that become? X to the not quite, because remember, this has an imaginary 1. So the x squared times x is the same as x times x. That's x squared times x. So what would that be? Yep, 3x to the 3rd. And that's it. Yeah, Destiny number 6 on 8.11, right? 2x times 5x, of course. So Destiny, the first thing you're going to do is multiply the coefficients. So what is the coefficient number that you get? 10, very good. And then what is x times x? We just talked about this in the previous problem. Well, no, because x times 1 would be x. What are the exponents here of these x and x? What are their exponents? X to the first. Okay, so when we multiply variables, we add their exponents. So this would be 10x to the second. Yep. Yes, Erica, I can. There you go. What problem, Paulina? We can, yes. We've got 2 minutes, so just tell me what problem. Number 1 on slide 1. Okay. Or I guess it's slide 2. So 3x squared plus x minus 9 plus x squared minus x plus 4. All right, so we need to first determine our like terms. Because we're adding and subtracting in this assignment, we can only add and subtract terms that have the same variable and same exponent. So we've got 3x squared and x squared. We have x and x, -9 and 4. So the shading, Stormy, if I highlighted terms, that specific term is incorrect. So I didn't want to like cross out your entire problem because a lot of you got most of the terms right, just missed 1 or 2. So I just highlighted the ones that were incorrect. Okay, so Paulina, 3x squared plus 1x squared. So we add the exponents, so that would be, or sorry, add the coefficients. 3 plus 1 is 4, so 4x squared. Then we have x, 1x minus 1x. So those are going to cancel out. And then -9 plus 4 would be -5. Angel, yes, we can look at number 7 on 8.11 homework, and then that'll be the last one that we have time for. Okay, thanks, Stormy. Oh, I already did number 7, Angel, but I'll go back and find it. I did it. Was it this one? No. This is quiz. Here we go. So let me know, Angel, if you have questions about this one, okay? Guys, I literally have 186 of you, okay? And I have to go through and grade 10 problems for each of the 4 homeworks that have been assigned this week. So I am doing my best on grading, but a lot of you are submitting it and resubmitting it. So imagine trying to grade 10 problems 360 something times. It just takes a little bit, okay? So be patient, especially if you're turning it in late. I will get to it as soon as I can. Stormy, can you tell me what you're on? 8.11? Is that the homework you're on? Bye, Erica. You too. You're fine, Destiny. 8.09. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, so it said on the first term, on the first problem of page 2. Is that slide 2 or oh no, subtraction. So slide 3. Okay. So you have that negative sign, Stormy, needs to go, it has to be distributed to every term. So I'll do like a super fast one because I got to get out of here. But let's say you had 3x squared plus x minus 7, and then you are subtracting x squared plus 2x plus 3. All right, this negative sign here outside the subtraction sign has to go to every term. So I like to draw arrows and rewrite it so that I'm not confused, because it's all of this and you have to minus each term. But sometimes we forget because we just see the plus signs here and here, but we're subtracting positive numbers, so that's still subtraction. So when I rewrite this, I'm going to get minus x squared minus 2x minus 3. And now I can find my like terms and combine. So 3x squared minus 1x squared, positive x plus 1x minus 2x, and then negative 7 minus 3. Destiny, I'm going to grade the whole thing whenever I get to grading, okay? So I'll check them all when I get grading, okay? All right, y'all have a great weekend.